to get inside big data, data science, as well as it's a knowledge sharing platform. Here I am going to install latest version of Apache Hadoop, that is Hadoop 3.2.0 in multi-node cluster. OS I'll be using Ubuntu 14.04, which is quite light, as well as a Java environment I'll be using OpenJDK 11. In this cluster we'll have 3 data node and 1 name node or master node, you can say. The first step, to assign the static IP in each of the data node, we need to modify in etc host, etc slash hostname, as well as etc network slash interfaces file. In etc host, basically we'll be assigning the static IP of each data node, and etc slash hostname will be providing the fully qualified domain name, and in etc network slash interfaces will be enabling the Ethernet ETH0, and of course we need to disable the IPv6. So now I am going to restart all the systems, or probably you can restart the network. To ensure SSH passwordless login from name node to all the data nodes, we need to use SSH from name node to connect each data node in the cluster. that created user ID as user ID, and we need to create .ssh directory in that each data node if it is not available. Here we are not going to generate a new public key again, because that already generated when I create a single node cluster. Basically, like that key I'm going to copy into authorized key, and that will be a CP to all the data nodes. So here you can see. So next step is to install OpenJDK 11 in each of the data node. So in each data node, like first you need to install the Python software properties. Next, add a repository, update the source list, install OpenJDK 11 from the source list, and update the source list again. Then after installation, like we need to verify that whether it has been installed successfully or not with the command java space -person. Now the next step, like we need to install the Hadoop in each of the data node. So the tarball is already available in the name node. So now we can copy this tarball to each of the data node, and we can enter it over there. So next step is like we need to set up the Hadoop environment variable. The first step, like we need to modify the basrc file. I'm Gautam, working as a consultant as well as educator. I used to give technical training on big data. I have developed one product for the data ingestion into HDFS, quite helpful for dumping the data from the remote location into HDFS. Prior to that, I work as a senior technical architect, and currently I am specializing in big data processing and analytics, data lake creation, architecture. Besides, I am involving in HDFS maintenance and loading of multiple types of data from different sources, design and development of real-time use cases development as per client or customer demand. So how I have created a single node cluster that I have articulated in onlineguwahati.com the blog page, and that link I have shared in the description. All the config files like core site.xml, hdfs site.xml, mappers site.xml, and yarn site.xml, we can rename it with the org, and we can copy those files from the name node, because in name node these files already updated with the required parameter. Of course, in the we need to set a Java home in Hadoop end.sh file. One more thing, like activation 1.1.jar was missing in Hadoop 3.2.2. So that we need to manually download, or you can copy from the previous version of Hadoop. The successful message like successfully formatted. Yeah, the time has come. So now we can start the multi-node cluster. If it is successful, then yeah, it is successful. Now you can start yarn, start -yarn.sh, and we can check like whether all the daemons has started successfully or not. Using JP is common. Yeah, all started. Now we can verify through web interface. Yeah, I'm verifying. Here you can see like 4 live nodes, and subsequently I can verify the web interface for resource management. We can stop the cluster using stopdfs.sh. This procedure is basically quite manual because I have not used Ambari. So a lot of work like configuration I have done manually. Hope you understood the complete installation procedure. During training phase, apart from discussing the theory, I used to discuss the issues, troubleshooting techniques, like how we need to proceed in the real time. Any client who using Hadoop or HDFS data lake for data storage, dumping data from the place where it getting generated into HDFS is quite tough. Thanks a lot. Hope you will be benefited. If you find this video is helpful for you, and probably you can share it with your friends.